What it is, y'all, we're back with more danchro, and we have some updates here. So, first thing I'll talk about tonight is the big modification to the I'm sorry, not the battle arena, but we will talk about that in a minute. To the story event, we actually have the Familia event is live right now. Now, even if you don't have a great team for this, there's 100 seatless up for grabs, so make sure you snag that and jump on that because you really need to take advantage of it. Also, since we are kind of here, I will talk about MSS. I did make a video earlier saying that MSS was running out in a couple of hours. Um, I misread the date, y'all. It's the 28th, not the 25th. So you do have a couple of days. But you don't want to lose out on this. It's Platinum 2, and or at least for me right now, I'm at Platinum 2. And once again, my goal here is to get all the way up to a minimum Diamond. And now that we've got like an extra 48 hours or so on this, jump on it. But it is only 48 hours. So don't sleep on it by any stretch of the imagination. You do want to do that. Now, one thing I will mention, some of you guys have mentioned that you've had a really rugged time with the test of strength over here. And no, I've not done the trial. I've been very low priority on that. But we will try out a few things here with test of strength. I know that an A0 Artemis should be able to handle it, but I don't know how many other fire units we have that can actually for real handle it. So we're going to mess with that. Maybe get you guys some rewards, see if we can put together something. I will tell you that Artemis does outdamage every other fire unit in the game, leaps and bounds, at least on the face of it. There might be a few that out there that come close, but nobody's going to crush it the way she does. So we'll give it our best shot. We'll come back. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but that might take some time. We might be pretty close to the wire on that one because we only have a week left on that event. The big thing that did happen here, and I really want to talk about this since it's kind of the meat and potatoes of the video, is the fact that the first anniversary Festa units are rerunning. Now, also, this last chance paid summon, I don't know how I feel about that. So here's the deal. All these units are general pool units, all the ones they're showing here. So while it is, the rates are really good there, unless you absolutely must summon on something, it's a respectable value for what you're getting. Okay? You're getting a lot there. But let me remind you that all these units being general pool, go down here to your regular gotcha. How many tickets do you have for this? Now, I've only got 26 tickets, but I also spent like 200 and something tickets last week. And if we go into the exchange here, I'm sitting on 590 of the exchange tickets. So literally, I am one multi-summon away. In fact, we'll do it right now. What the heck? We're here. Boom. Let's go. After this multi-summon, I've got 3 units that I could just pick out of the lineup for nothing. So go jump on this and see how many units you have available, because quite frankly, you might be surprised. You probably could get away with at least getting a bond or two free to play. Like it's kind of insane to me that at the state that we're at right now, that they're dropping banners like this. I'll be totally honest with you. Good units. Don't get me wrong. Great units. But, like, if you're throwing money at this banner, you just want to throw money at something. Like, I'm going to be point blank about it. Like, that it's kind of insane. I mean, shoot, come up here. We're getting tickets for this event. And you could get any number of things out of this. Let's go look at the draw rate on this bad boy. Okay? So, all of those same units. So, we're talking about Filvis, we're talking about Otaro. They're all in here. So let's see. Where is Filvis? I have to remember her actual name. I know there's Otaro right there. Braver Finn. Let's see. Let's go back up here. There she is. The White Shrine Filvis. She's right there. Everybody that you would pull out of that is here, and we get tickets to this all of the time. So we may be pulling any fire while we're here. So, yeah, I just don't... I think it's kind of wild to drop banners like that right now, frankly. It seems pretty crazy to me. Especially when there's a banner right now that you may or may not actually want to for real pay attention to, especially if you're just kind of in the mood to do some summons. And of course, by that I'm talking about the reruns for the first anniversary. Belle and Harmonia are still absolutely good characters. Now, how good in comparison to the units we just got? But I would argue that Belle still holds his own. Belle himself, with that Eyes Assist, will still run a number of events in this game, and I don't think it's even close. Like, it's like, if I was to tier list it out, I'd have to do some testing with a few of the units, but I really do feel like it's kind of like, you know, the new Artemis would be like triple S tier. Belle might be S tier. And I don't know if there's any other Festas that are even in that, like, maybe like Belle's S.5 tier, and there's a couple of Festas in S tier, whereas like just about everything else is kind of below that. Now, once again, I've got to do a little bit more testing, a little bit more consideration. This is just off the top of my head, and I'm sure there are people out there screaming, oh, you forgot about this, you forgot about that. Belle is still very good, and Harmonia is fantastic. Both units are absolutely great. We're also kind of expecting a rerun of Freya any minute. And the whole thing about that... okay, so buckle up. Here's my Freya rant. All right? Freya was amazing when she dropped, with the exception that the one unit she needed wasn't going to drop for another 2 weeks after that. Now, once we got the Hedon unit, then Freya was astounding. Freya herself was probably with Hedon, that combo was probably in and of themselves double S tier. But here's the thing. All of that, and I do mean all of that, exists in a world before we got the new Artemis. All of that exists pre-Artemis. So, while great combo, now admittedly, if you have an electric match, they're going to be the best units in that electric match. Period, end of discussion. They're going to be awesome. And don't get me wrong, I love the fact that I have Hedon. I'm very happy I have Hedon. I would definitely go back into the Hedon banner when he comes back, depending on a number of factors, and assuming that there's no other electric units that have come out that have kind of, power crept him. But if I am realistic here, if my options are go back in the first anniversary banners, go back in Hedon, or go back in Artemis, I mean, all day long, I would rather max limit break Artemis any day of the week. In fact, I've got 8 more summons to get her to her marks. Does she not? Okay, it's right there. Yeah. I have 8 more summons to get her up to pity again for a second time, and I would way do that before any other unit in the game currently. That said, I am tempted to one and done Belle's banner just to see if we get another dupe. And these are only running for a very, very, very short duration. In fact, these are running until 10 a.m. I don't know if that's UTC, if that's my local time, but whatever it is, it's running for like day and a half. So if you're going to do it now. But, so here's how I'm going to word this. If you're the type of person that is looking at this banner over here with Otarl and all these units that are arguably free-ish to play at this point, as a free plus play, because you could still, they're not guaranteed, but you can get a ton of them for free. if you're looking at this banner and salivating, save your money and go into these two banners. But if you're like most players out there and you're like, where would I actually put my free-to-play Sealess? Go back in one more time on Artemis or save for Freya when Freya reruns. That's my 2 cents on it. But we are kind of at a weird state because this banner's going away really soon. The other two banners expire in like a day and a half. Well, it's the 25th, so 2.5 days. Still, you got 36 hours. Yeah, a little more. Not quite 72 hours, but not, 60-ish hours on those banners. Because the other half of that is, remember, when it comes to Festas, let's go in here to upgrade. Because I have thrown quite a few rainbow gems at Bell here. And I'm sitting on almost enough rainbow gems to do another bond. But if I needed to throw rainbow gems at somebody right now, I'm going to max out Artemis before I max out anybody. That's just the reality of that. So that is why it's tempting for me right now to one and done the Bell banner. But I'm going to wait and I'm going to think about it. Because I honestly think if Freya reruns this week like I suspect she's going to, I'll one and done the Freya banner and then put everything back into Artemis. It's just a weird time to be a non-Crow player. But leave this banner alone. Just walk away from this. This is not worth it. And we'll cover this in its own right because, yeah, that's a whole different thing. But I've ranted about this enough. That's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments as always, and I'll be back with more shortly.